प्रोफेसर डी एन मौर्य की शिपिंग पाठशाला में एक बार फिर आपका स्वागत है। वेलकम टू प्रोफेसर डी एन मौर्य शिपिंग पाठशाला। टुडे आई शैल डिस्कस अबाउट द एक्सपोर्ट प्रोसीजर। Export procedures means process related to the physical movement of the goods from factory or warehouse to the port. If you recollect, in the previous video I had discussed about how to start export business. This was done in 17 steps, that is step number 1 to step number 17. Today you are going to start after step number 17. So once goods are ready for dispatch at the factory or at the warehouse, then you have to prepare the invoice. That is the step number 1 in the export procedure. Preparing of the invoice will have the details, that is the details of exporter. Details means what is the name of the company, what is the address, telephone number, email ID, and so on. So details of the exporter, details of the importer, that is the buyer, what is the product, what is the quantity, either in number or could be by weight, what is the rate per number, per ton, or depending upon what type of cargo it is, per piece, then total number and the total amount. Then what currency it is payable, that will have at the bottom, what is the total amount payable and in what currency. And at the last, this will have the undertaking by the exporter. That is, I do hereby declare that above information, that the information mentioned above are true to best of my knowledge, and the name of the exporter and his signature. That is you are talking about the commercial invoice. After commercial invoice is ready, then you have to get the clearance from the central excise. Getting clearance from central excise is mandatory in case the goods are manufactured in India. If you are merchant exporter, not manufacturing but doing only the trading, means buying from the market and exporting, then central excise clearance will not be needed. But if you have manufactured the goods, then you have to go for the central excise clearance. Nowadays everything is online. Excise inspector doesn't have to come to the factory. So clearance are in 3 types of clearance. We call it clearance under SRP, self-removal process. So self-removal process, 3 types of clearance. The first type of clearance is payment of duty and then getting the refund subsequently. That is removal of the goods with the payment of duty, excise duty. Second type of clearance, removal of the goods with bond. And third type of clearance, removal of the goods with letter of undertaking. So depending upon where the exporter is fitting, he can use one mode for clearing of the goods from the central excise. Then after the goods have been cleared by the central excise, then you have to do the pre-shipment inspection. Some of the cases pre-shipment inspections are mandatory because Government of India doesn't want the name of the India should get spoiled in the export market. So government makes it mandatory for certain item that it has to go under the pre-shipment inspection. Get the certificate from the agencies after doing the pre-shipment inspection. The next, filing of shipping bill online. Shipping bill can be filed only online. In case you want to file shipping bill offline, that is manually, there has to be a prior permission from the custom of commissioner of the particular area. Otherwise, you are supposed to file online shipping bill. So this shipping bill is filed on a portal, we call it IceGate, Indian Custom Electronic Data Interchange Gateway, IceGate. So file the shipping bill online. Either you do it from the office. If you don't have the facilities, you can go to the custom office. There is a place what you call it computer center. Submit the information and file the bill online. Then after this, the custom will generate a checklist. It will return back to you. Checklist means you have to just see what is any mistake, any deficiency, any discrepancy is there, you have to correct it. So get the checklist and revise the data, make it correct one and then submit it back to the custom. So that becomes the final shipping bill. Custom will issue the shipping bill in 3 copies. The first copy will be for the custom, second copy is given to the exporter, and third copy is known as export promotion copy. This will be given to you after the export has taken place. Okay. So that is the method for filing the shipping bill. Now after the shipping bill has been filed, then you can take the cargo to the port. We call it dispatch of cargo to the port. Port means you are talking about the CFS. Cargo cannot go directly inside the port. So you have to dispatch the cargo product to the CFS, nominated CFS or the CFS of your choice. So take it to the CFS, and after reaching the CFS, you have to again go to the custom with the shipping bill. The custom will examine it, that is assess the shipping bill, that is the paperwork, and if he is satisfied, then he will order the said custom officer to do the physical examination of the goods brought by you. Then the officer in the CFS shed will inspect the goods, that is he has to see that what item is mentioned in shipping bill, only those items are brought in the CFS. They have been only carted. It is to avoid any smuggling. And he will submit the report to the custom office. Custom office generally it is either by the appraisal or by the assistant commissioner of the custom. So custom office will, if satisfied, they will clear it and say this cargo is now allowed for export. So we say let export order is issued. So if the custom is satisfied, they will issue the let export order. After let export order is issued, then CFS will get the stuffing order from the custom. Goods will be stuffed and packing list will be prepared. And after this, the container has to be sealed. Once stuffing is done, completed, the container has to be sealed by the custom seal. Thereafter, the container will be moved from CFS and will go to the port. At the port gate, and the custom is sitting there, he will again check whether seal is intact or not. If intact, he will endorse it and the container moves inside the port. It will be stacked in one of the yard. After vessel comes, loading will take place on the vessel. After loading is done, shipper will prepare the shipping note and submit to the master of the ship. Master will endorse it. He gives you a document, we call it mate receipt. The mate receipt taken by the shipper, he will go to the shipping line office, surrender it and get another document, we call it bill of lading. That is the final document in exports. At the load port, we call it is the document of title. Without this, you cannot get the custody of the cargo at the port of discharge. So after the loading is done and then bill of lading has been received by the shipper, then intimation to the importer. Now the exporter or shipper will intimate the importer in the importing country that goods have been loaded on so and so vessel at so and so port and sailing on so and so date or sailed on so and so date. Thereafter the importer will try to have a track how the vessel is coming, when this is reaching, so that they are ready to receive the cargo at the port of discharge. Also, after this, the documents what has been generated and collected by the CHA will be passed over to the exporter. Remember, CHA should be appointed at the time of filing of shipping bill. So thereafter, all the documentation work will be done by the CHA, because exporter may not be expert in that area. So it is always better to appoint a CHA when you are going to file the shipping bill, or some of the people they appoint the CHA before central excise clearance. So CHA also does the central excise clearance, then he files the shipping bill. So depending upon the experience of the exporter or the shipper, you can appoint CHA at a particular place. Okay. So documents will be collected by the CHA and will be passed to the exporter, because exporter will need all the documents for getting the payment. So after documents have been given to the exporter, exporter will go to the bank. Which bank? authorized dealer where he has got a account. So he will approach to the exporter bank, that is his bank, and hand over all the document, and also he will prepare a bill of exchange. Bill of exchange is a document where the exporter has to sign it, mentioning that these are documents are being presented and we need the payment against this particular document. So bill of exchange will be prepared. Thereafter the bank will forward all the document to the importing country, to the importer bank. Now importer bank will release the payment to the exporter bank in case the mode of payment is letter of credit, that to site LC. Site LC means immediate payment. If the site LC has not been opened, let us say it is the issuance LC, deferred LC, then the payment will come only after a gap of 30, 40, 50 days depending upon what is the period mentioned in the issuance bill. Or if it is against the documentary collection, then the document will go to the importer bank will call the importer will make the payment and then hand over document to the importer so that he can get the custody of the cargo. So after the documents have been handed over to the importer, payment has come to the exporter bank. Importer bank will pass the payment to the exporter bank, and exporter bank will credit to the account of the exporter. So that is what we call it complete process pertaining to the export procedure, or we say process pertaining to the physical movement of goods from factory to the port of loading for export purpose. So with this I have finished this topic. In case of any query, you can write to me dn.maurya@yahoo.com. Those who have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe it. With this, bye bye. See you in next session.